Hello and welcome to Carved in Stone, where I pick a topic and select my Mount Rushmore of that topic, so basically my top four. I'm your host, Shawn Chabam, and I wanted to do a little bit different type of episode today. I don't always want this to be about things I'm hardcore into. I want some occasional crazy or off-the-wall topics, and sometimes some things others might be into, but I'm just taking an interest in for fun or for the show. So today I'll be doing my Mount Rushmore of state quarters. I'm going to reveal them in a different fashion today. I'm going to display all 50 state quarters. I'm not counting territories as being eligible, but I will show them. What I'll do is show which states revealed their quarter each year, and then tell you who made the mountain and who narrowly missed out from each year. I'm not going to break down every single quarter. Also, something I should have mentioned on a previous show, this show will never be about politics. I want to keep it light and fun. Presidents are on currency and the actual Mount Rushmore, I'm well aware, but I just want this to be for fun. So you'll never see the Mount Rushmore of presidents in my lifetime or anything like that. This is just my favorite designs of the backs of the state quarters. So, the first 5 state quarters were released in 1999, and they were my current state of Delaware, my original state of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. Out of these 5, one made the mountain, and that was New Jersey. I really like this depiction of Washington crossing the Delaware River. I think it's an awesome looking coin. Sorry, it says New Jersey on the coin. That's the risk you take when you use AI to generate images. The others from this year simply don't do it for me. I didn't want to just include Pennsylvania because it's my home state, or Delaware because I live here now. I know my biases will show on sports episodes, but here they really don't need to. Then in 2000, we had Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia. When I was narrowing down my selections, 2 of the coins from 2000 were in the running to make it onto the mountain, and those states were Virginia and Massachusetts. I especially really like the ships on Virginia's quarter. I think that looks pretty cool, as does the man standing in front of the backdrop of the state of Massachusetts. However, ultimately no quarters from the year 2000 made the final cut. In 2001, New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Kentucky. The one coin from this batch that I thought about adding was North Carolina. I love that old-looking airplane. Kentucky's is good too, but for the second release year in a row, I didn't have enough room for any of these. It's kind of a shame that I couldn't include at least one, because I think they all, especially the 2 I mentioned, North Carolina and Kentucky, really do a great job of displaying what the state is known for and the heart of that particular place. But let's keep plugging on. On to 2002. Tennessee, Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana, and Mississippi. My considerations for this year were Indiana and Ohio. I love the astronaut for Ohio. I don't have a huge diatribe for it, I just think it's attractive and well done. And how perfect is it to have an Indy car on Indiana's state quarter? Just a simple design, and who doesn't think of the Indy 500 when thinking about Indiana? Just fantastic. Now, after 2 straight years of no coins making the mountain, we are getting our only year in which 2 quarters from the same year get a spot. That's right. Both Ohio and Indiana are on my coin Mount Rushmore, Mount Coinmore, whatever you want to call it. 2003, we have Illinois, Alabama, Maine, Missouri, and Arkansas. The ones I really liked out of this batch, although neither made the final cut, were Missouri and Arkansas. I like that diamond on the Arkansas quarter and the rowers on Missouri's. But when you only have 4 spots to give, they just weren't good enough for me to make it. Then, 2004, Michigan, Florida, Texas, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Before I zoomed in, I thought the plane on the Florida quarter looked like a burrito. To be fair, if there was any state that should have something that makes no sense like a burrito, it's Florida. Just Google Florida man plus a date, maybe your birthday, and look at the news stories for a good laugh. The one from this batch that was seriously in the running was Iowa, their Foundation in Education quarter. Ultimately, there just wasn't enough room for it. Sorry, Caitlin. Let's move ahead one more year to 2005. California, Minnesota, Oregon, Kansas, and West Virginia. I think Oregon really missed a golden opportunity to make it look like an 8-bit design to honor an amazing computer game, the Oregon Trail. They could have even gotten something about dysentery in there. As a member of the Oregon Trail generation, that was a very disappointing oversight. The one coin from '05 that I considered putting as one of the 4 was West Virginia. I think the river and the bridge look great there. But again, West Virginia is just a victim of circumstance. The quarter looks nice, but there just are 4 that I think are a tad bit better. In 2006, Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, and South Dakota. The ones I thought about adding here were Nebraska and South Dakota. You may think South Dakota would be a slam dunk since it depicts Mount Rushmore, which is really the whole premise of this show. Well, you'd be wrong. I swerved you a little bit. Nice design, but not quite as good as some others. Nebraska also fell just barely short, although I do love the ox-drawn wagon. That would have been good to include in a previous state's quarter. Who do you think that could be? On to 2007. Montana, Washington, Idaho, Wyoming, and Utah. The ones I considered pulling here were Utah, Wyoming, Washington, and Montana. Overall, the most possibilities of any year, 4 of them. The Utah trains look cool. I love the horse rider for Wyoming, and Washington looks great getting in a sea creature. However, sometimes simplicity wins. Rounding out my coin Mount Rushmore, Mount Coinmore, whatever, is Montana. Just a simple design, big sky country, and it kind of looks like the Rocks logo. So less is more for this design. Montana rounds out my picks, but we still have more to talk about. 2008, a great year because the Phillies won the World Series. We got Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, Alaska, and Hawaii. The coins I may have added to the mountain if it wasn't too crowded. New Mexico and Arizona. I especially think Arizona's quarter is really nice. New Mexico is good too. I know I'm a broken record on this, but there were just 4 I liked more. In 2009, as I mentioned, I wasn't counting territories, but here they are anyway. The one coin here I would have counted if I thought it was Rushmore worthy was Washington, D.C. We also had Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Northern Mariana Islands. American Samoa is my favorite of these. If it were eligible, I still don't think I would have added it, but it is very nice. Well, that does it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed my Mount Rushmore of state quarters. Again, atop my mountain, New Jersey, Ohio, Indiana, and Montana. I wanted to do something a little different today. I have no idea what collectibles will be like in the future. I'm not a collector. I just wanted to expand my horizons a little and do an episode on something a little bit different. See you next time. Go Birds.